Namo Loye Savaryantam, Namo Loye Savridam, Namo Loye Savairiyam, Namo Loye Savjayam, Namo Loye Savrivavati Savanam, Omkara Mindu Sanyuktam Jam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Mokshadam Te Omkarai Namo, Mangalam Kunkundari Ujendra Mosu Mangalam Namasu Marispadari. Swanubhutya Jatha Titi Sovai Davaya Tattva Vivao Niyusanidata Namo Loye Savaryantam Namo Loye Savridam
Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Airyanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Ujjayanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namo Namah Samay Saraya Swana Bhutya Chakasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnanatimirandhanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayvantavarto Omkaranada Jinano Jayvantavarto Jinana Samo Saranasau Jayvantavarto Netirthachara Jagama Jayvantavarto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangarutene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dvani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupamagati Pamel Sarve Sidhane Vandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Hum Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nati Are Jamnetra Temaj Jnana Nati Karaka Nati Veda Kare Jani Jakar Modaya Nirajara Bandate Maj Mokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Shri Shuddhatmane Namaha. Jai Jinendra. Today is July 12th, 2016, and we are gathered over here for our weekly Swadhyaya on basic Jainism. We are talking about these substances. First we talk about universe, now we are talking substance, in which we talk about soul substance, we talk about matter substance. Then last time we finished our medium of motion, dharmastika we finished, and now we are talking about adharmastika, medium of rest. That will be our topic today. So what is the importance and how that substance is there, what is the work of the substance and all the things that will start going for that. Okay, so let me just bring the slides, screen share. Okay, so medium of rest or adharmastika. Lots of time in the literature, it also says adharma. Means it will just say Jeev, Pudgal, Dharma, Adharma, Akash, Kal. So it's a short form for adharmastika. Sometimes the word adharma is used. Short form for dharmastika, sometimes the word used is dharma. So one has to know from which angle the word is coming from. Remember, as we said before, words have limitations. They're limited words and unlimited things to be explained. So sometimes words overlap. So adharma, one who is not a religious person, we can just say he's a adharmi. But that is not the case over here. Adharmastika means medium of rest. That means it's a given substance. What does this substance do? What does this, let's say, so this substance has a specific work to do. Each substance of the universe, all the 6 universal substances that we know, they have their specific work, and that's why they are separated from the other substances. Let's say if we see a group of people, then we will just find it out that how many boys are there, how many girls are there, how many men are there, how many women are there, how many children are there, and all those things when we do, how many Americans are there, how many Indians are there, how many African Americans are there. How do I differentiate? Because they have a particular characteristic. They have certain attributes, and that's where I separate them out. So here also, 6 universal substances, if they are together, how do I know which substance is what? Because each one has their own particular characteristics. So what do we have? Adharmastika means medium of rest. What is its important thing? How can I differentiate from the other substances? Then it says one, which is the IC, means instrumental cause for moving substances to stop in their motion. Each word is very important over here. This cause of his report repeated again, so ignore that one. One, which is the instrumental cause. The adharmastika is a substance. And what is the important work it does? It acts as an instrumental cause for moving substances to stop in their motion. That is important word. Moving substances to stop in their motion is important. That means here 2 possibilities come. Who are the substances who can move? Which substances can move by themselves? Well, we know from the last time when we talked dharmastika, when we talked medium of motion, we knew that only soul and matter, they both have a capacity to move by themselves. And that's why we had told last time, we just took the example, that a car is a matter particles. Car is a pudgal. Pudgal also, matter also has a capacity to move by itself. So car has a capacity to move by itself. Car can move from point A to point B. Okay, if I'm not there as a driver, how is a car going to move? So you're going to raise that question then. How is a car going to move by itself? Well, as we said last time, that it's macroscopic and microscopic example we took it, that the earth is moving on its own axis. There's nobody there to move the earth. Since time infinite, well, since the time of the birth of the earth, since long time, and till the earth gets dissolved, it keeps on moving by itself. Nobody is there to move. Same way, microscopically, we saw that atom has an electron circuit. And electron keeps on moving by themselves. There's nobody to move those electrons. So similarly, so matter and soul, they both can move by themselves. Soul also, let's presume that there is a soul here right now, and this soul got liberated completely. This soul got devoid of all the karmic bondages. This soul has done its own homework, and with his own personal effort, soul got engrossed within, and as a result, all the karmic bondage got destroyed. And this soul right now, which has got just liberated, that soul moves and goes on top of the universe in one samay by itself. Okay, let's say that there's a person over here and died at this point. How do we say a person is died? Because soul got separated from the body. What happens to the soul? Within 1, 2, or maximum 3 samay, this soul gets birth somewhere else, because soul moves by itself. Soul has a capacity to move by itself. So moving substances, we just said soul has a capacity to move and matter has a capacity to move. So soul and matter can move. Now, medium of rest or dharmasnikai becomes an instrumental cause for these moving substances to stop in their motion. I'm taking this pencil over here. This pencil is falling down and it just rested on my palm, and so it is stopped moving. Now, did the pencil stop moving because my hand was there, my palm was there, that's why it stopped in the motion? No, my palm can still be there, and if the pen is supposed to move further, it can still fall down by itself. So this motion occurred in this matter particle, occurred by itself. That is the take-home message that we have to have it. When Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami kept on saying that a matter moves by itself, car moves by itself, then people made fun of it. People said, oh yeah, in Songad, car moves without petrol. It doesn't need any petrol. And Gurudev said, yes, it doesn't need any petrol. If car is supposed to move from point A to point B, whether petrol is there or not, it will move. And if car is not supposed to move, then you have petrol, you have driver, you have engine, everything is there. But if car is not supposed to move, it won't move. So the substances move by themselves, and medium of rest becomes instrumental cause. It becomes nimit. What's the definition of nimit we did? Again, we have to keep repeating the definition in our mind. When an act is getting done in a particular substance, at that time, associated favorable situations presence is called instrumental cause. Once again, when an act is getting done, then the favorable situation and or substance present is called instrumental cause. This instrumental cause is present but does not take part into the action of the substance. In Gujarati, if you want to say, upadan thi upadanma કાર્ય થાય ત્યારે અનુકૂળ પરિસ્થિતિ વ્યક્તિ વિશેષનું હાજર રહેવું તેનું નામ નિમિત્ત કે જે કાર્યમાં હાજર છે પણ કાર્યમાં કાંઈ કરતું નથી. We used to use the platinum wire in the chemistry lab, and we used to try to find out which substance is what, and depending on the color of the flame coming from the platinum wire, we can just say this substance is certain things and other substance is certain things. So that wire, that platinum wire, acted as an instrumental cause. Its presence was there, but it did not take part in the reaction. Fish is swimming. Water's presence is important, but water does not do anything besides providing the vehicle. So water is instrumental cause. So same thing here. Medium of rest is an instrumental cause when substances which are moving wants to stop. Why do we have to make it complicated? Why do you have to say moving substances to stop in their motion? Why can't you say medium of rest is an instrumental cause for stopping? It's not only stopping, but stopping means there are other substances, space and time units. They are stationary forever. So they don't need instrumental cause. Only moving substances, when they want to rest, when they want to stop moving, then medium of rest becomes instrumental cause. So adharmasthikaya becomes instrumental cause. So those are the things that we have to understand. And we'll just go further detail about this one as the slide progresses. Just like traveler in the hot sun gets rest under a tree. Let me just go through this one. There is, okay, here. There's a tree over here. This tree is standing in a summer heat, and there is a shadow under the tree. This tree is not helpful to anybody right now. It's simply standing there. So it has not done any job except to stand in the hot sun. But now a person came and he is tired walking and he wants to rest. When he wants to rest, then the shadow of the tree became instrumental cause. Remember, when act is getting done, the moving substance, the person is moving, he wants to rest. When he wants to rest, then shadow became instrumental cause for his rest. Otherwise, shadow is shadow. Shadow did not do anything to anybody. So this is the thing. Person was walking, he is tired, his hot sun is there, he just wants to rest for a while, and he looked at a tree and he sat down under the tree. So at that time, tree's shadow became instrumental cause for this person to take a rest. Shade was important, but did not do anything. Over here, shade is there. Shade did not do anything to anybody. Only when this person wants to rest, then the shade became instrumental cause. So instrumental cause's presence is important, but it did not do anything to the person taking rest. Same thing, the shade is over here, did not do anything. Only the thing, it just gave rest to the person who was walking, he wanted to rest, and then shade become the instrumental cause. So this way, medium of rest works. It's simply present, does not do anything else. So this is kind of an easy way to understand what we are talking right now. So just like traveler in the hot sun gets rest under a tree. So traveler was walking. Traveler means, who is a traveler? Traveler has two things with him. One, his physical body, which is a matter body, which is non-living matter, and he has a soul within. So soul and body both combined together became traveler. And this traveler is walking. This traveler is walking. Walking means he has a motion. Means the physical body is moving and the soul is moving, and both are moving. Once he gets tired, so he wants to sit under a tree, and at that time, tree's shade became the instrumental cause for this traveler to take rest. So this is Dravya Sangha stanza 18, Panchastika stanza 86, Tattva Sudra chapter 5 stanza 17, Niyam. If you are interested into further pursue this fact, these are the references we have it. You can just go through those things. But beware, if you go to any of the reference, you'll get so much engrossed, you won't come out within 1 minute or 2 minutes. You'll be there for about 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, because from one to the second to the third to the fourth, you'll just go into abyss, because it's a point of no return, basically, because you'll get so much information and you'll get so much enjoyment out of it. So this is a definition for medium of rest. it becomes instrumental cause for moving substances. That's it. Now, the author is giving some example. As the earth is an instrumental cause for person to stop moving, the medium of rest is an instrumental cause for soul and matter. The person is moving. Earth is there. Earth is there all the time. When person is moving, then earth is helping. I mean, it becomes instrumental cause for this person to stop moving. He's walking on the earth. He's tired. He wants to stop. So earth says, okay, I'll provide you instrumental cause. Simple as that. Pravachan sir gave this example. So we already saw this example of a tree which gives shade, but it's not helping anybody, but it is helping this person who wants to rest, who was moving and he is tired, he wants to rest, and that's why the shade became instrumental cause for him. So remember, how is this instrumental cause? When the action is getting done by this traveler to rest, that is the action, at the time the tree's shade become instrumental cause for him to take the rest. You may say, what a big deal. Why are you making it so confusing thing? Well, because we want to make sure that all the 6 universal substances, they are independent of their own action. The shade of the tree was never been invited by this traveler. It was there 24/7. All the day, since morning till evening, the shade is this. The tree is providing shade, but it doesn't become instrumental cause for anybody because nobody came to rest under. When this guy wants to sit down and rest, then and then the tree's shadow becomes the instrumental cause. Means instrumental cause is doing its own job no matter what to provide shadow. But it is called to have provided shadow only when a person sits under. And that's why it's called instrumental cause. So, what are the characteristics of medium of rest? Remember, medium of rest is a substance. So is a soul. So is matter. So is medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. 6 universal substances. Universal substance is a given substance and has infinite attributes within. Any given substance has infinite attributes within. Remember, we have gone through that infinity thing before, and it won't be. It will be okay to repeat that thing over here to see how many attributes are there within me as a soul, or within body as a matter having attributes, or medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. Each substance, how many attributes they have. Number 1, any of the 6 substances, you take a soul, any soul, it could be Nigod soul, or it could be the Siddha Bhagwan soul. You take any matter, this pencil has an infinite amount of atomic particles. This phone has an infinite amount of atomic particles. So each and every atomic particle, if I take it, that atomic particle also has infinite attributes within. So it's a medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. Each one has infinite attribute. What is infinite means? For example, souls are infinite in numbers in this universe. Souls are infinite in numbers in this universe. Matter, atomic particles are infinite times infinite in this universe. 3 times past, present and future. They are called samay. It's microscopic. The base unit for time is called samay. Samay means, just grossly to understand, blink of an eye, innumerable samay pass by. one blink of an eye, innumerable samay pass by. And those types of samay from past, which is never been, it's been there eternal in the past, present time, and eternal future time. All those space, past, present, future, if you consider them, then samays, total samays are infinite times infinite times infinite. Then there is a space. Space has a space point. Space point means if I take this cube over here, if I take this cube and make two pieces, further two pieces, further two pieces, further two pieces, and I come to a point in which I can't make two pieces. Not the atom of a chemistry and physics. It's gone beyond that, that you cannot cut into further pieces. So that last part, whatever area occupied by that last part is called one space point. And whole space, whole Akash has an infinite space point, means solar infinite, matter particles infinite times infinite, three types of past, present, future samays are third infinite. Akash Pradesh, space points of the space are fourth infinite, and I have attribute within me as a soul, fifth infinite. I have that many attributes within me. Same number of attributes, different type, but same number of attributes in a matter particle, in medium of motion, in medium of rest, space and time. So this many types of, this many attributes are present. So medium of rest has a tremendous amount of attributes present, infinite attributes present, out of which we take few of them to understand and so to separate them from other one. There is no need for one to go through infinite attributes to say, okay, now I learned all the infinite attributes of the medium of motion, so this is medium of motion. I learned infinite, no, not like that. For example, I'm given two edible white powder in two bowls and say, tell me what are these white powders. Well, what did I do? I touched that one and I tasted that one. And I tasted and the taste was salty. What did I say? This powder is a salt. I tasted this powder, it was sweet, so I said this powder is sugar. Wait a second. Salt and sugar, they are having infinite attributes. And you picked up one only, taste, and you just said this is salt and this is sugar? Yes. So you need to know only one or two or three attributes, and then your work can be done. I'm the soul. What are the attributes within me? Infinite attribute. But what's the most important attribute? I have capacity to know. Because I have capacity to know, and this matter particle has no capacity to know, this pencil has no capacity to know, this cube has no capacity to know, so that's why I know it. That I'm the soul and I have capacity to know, and that's why I can separate soul from the other matter particle. Similarly, characteristics of medium of rest are, as we said, these specific characteristics is to provide instrumental cause in a moving substances to stop. That is their specific characteristics. So it's an instrumental cause for making moving soul and matter to stop. So it's called sthiti hetutva. That's a specific word in the scripture. It's an instrumental cause for moving soul and matter to stop, and that is the most important characteristics of medium of rest, by which we can separate it out from the other substances. What's the other characteristics? This attribute is without any three kind of faults. See, this is a specific attribute of the medium of rest we are talking, but a given attribute has to be so specific that there should not be any fault in my understanding that characteristics. So it says this attributes without any three kind of fault, and we'll come to those three kind of fault next slide. Okay, it says Ativyapti dosh means extension of character beyond the determined object. I have a capacity to know, and so is a pencil has a capacity to know, for example. Then the quote unquote knowing does not become specific characteristics for me. For example, if I say I'm the soul and my specific characteristics is a motion, I can move with my own desire. Is there a specificity for the soul only? They said no, because this pencil also can move by itself. So motion of a given substance does not specify whether this is soul or matter. So the attribute has to be such that it is specifically present in that substance only, and it is not present in the other substances. So it's called Ativyapti dosh, and we'll come back to that in the next slide. It also should be without Avyapti dosh, means non-inclusion. Hold on to your thought. When the next slide comes, we'll have a better understanding. We have gone through this one before, so you already know all those things, but we'll just recapitulate those things again. And Asambhav dosh means improbable fault. So what's a characteristic of medium of rest? It is an instrumental cause for moving soul and matter to stop, which is without any three types of fault, 1, 2, and 3. What are those three faults? That's what we are going to talk next slide, I think. Yes. Now, for example, if I say that medium of rest has an attribute of imperceptibility, means I cannot perceive with my five senses. It's an imperceptible. It's arupi. Yes, medium of rest is arupi. Medium of rest having imperceptibility. That's true. But this imperceptibility characteristics is associated with the Ativyapti dosh, means extension of character beyond the determined subject. Means the imperceptibility character is also present in the other substances too. So if you just say, I have imperceptible nature of the medium of rest, imperceptibility is there, that's why it is medium of rest, and it says no, because other substances also have similar things. What does this bullet says? It gives example, for example. It gives example of Ativyapti dosh. What is the Ativyapti dosh? For example, white color. Let me just take these things out from here. How do I take this one out? Let me move it out. Okay. Okay. White color, for example, if I say white color animal is cow. Cow's characteristics is white color. So it says this one has a Ativyapti dosh, Ativyapti fault. Why? Because there are also other animals with a white color. Donkey has a white color. Dog has a white color. So if I say that white color animal is a cow, that is not a true statement, because it's a fault is also having there's an extension of character of whiteness beyond the determined object of the cow. So this is a faulty perception that I will have it. This characteristics is a faulty. It is not the absolute characteristics. Similarly, imperceptibility attribute is also seen in soul. It's seen in medium of race, it's medium of motion, medium of space, and time. All these substances also have this kind of characteristics. Imperceptibility cannot be the absolute feature of medium of race because it is also present in the other substances of the universe. Soul is imperceptible. The medium of race, medium of motion, space and time, they all are imperceptible in nature. So that's why this fault is not this characteristics, this imperceptibility characteristics is not the defining characteristics for medium of rest. Okay, let's see next one. The medium of rest occupies only one space point of the universe. Remember one space point we just said? This cube, I make it 2, further into 2, further into 2, further into 2, and last part in which I cannot divide this one into further 2. That area occupied by that atomic particle is called one space point. So somebody says that medium of rest has characteristics to occupy only one space point. What does the author say over here? It says it's an improbable fault. This is a faulty situation. It's improbable. Improbable means it can never ever happen. Now example it gives. What is example? Soul has a color. Remember over here we said soul is imperceptible. Soul is imperceptible. And now over here we can say the soul is a color. Soul cannot have a color. Lots of time this meditation is so made general and so diluted, that word is, that people will say, I had gone to that one of the several years back, 20 years back or 25 years back to one shibir. And the person says, well, I'm going to teach you meditation, and you close your eyes and just think about white color. Keep thinking white color. Now, okay, if I close my eyes, I think white color, what is this white color attribute of which substance? This mouse is white color. So this white color is an attribute of a pudgal, matter. Now, if I'm going to close my eyes and think about white color, means I'm going to think about the matter. Will I obtain soul at all? But these are the innocent people get misled, not knowing all this thing, so that thing happened. Anyway, so soul has a color. If I say that, that's called improbable fault. It's asambhav dosh. Asha. The other one, soul having no forms, means soul, because what he said, soul having no forms, so it does not have any color, so soul has a color. That kind of suggestion is an improbable fault. So now, if I say that medium of rest is occupying only one space point, and you are just saying improbable fault. Why? Because it's only the one space point occupation of a given substance is only possible with time substance and also in an atom of a particle, but medium of rest has innumerable space point. So over here we are just talking improbable fault. So if one says that the medium of rest is occupying only one space point, no, it's an improbable fault. Medium of motion, medium of rest is an imperceptibility. No, it's an extension of character beyond the determined object, means ativyapti fault. So character has to be without all these faults. So let's see the next one. The medium of rest can move by itself. Remember, medium of rest provides instrumental cause for moving substances to stop. But medium of rest by itself is stationary. Medium of rest occupies the whole universe. Medium of rest is only one in number, and it is present throughout the whole cosmic space and has innumerable space points, and it is immovable. It doesn't move by itself. So if I say medium of rest moves by itself, that's a wrong thing. Wrong thing means it's an improbable fault. This cannot be the attribute of the medium of rest because it's a faulty attribute. This one becomes faulty attribute occupying one space point. This one becomes faulty attribute when I say the characteristics is imperceptibility. So we have to dissect from different angles because I want to dissect out medium of rest from the other substances. So this kind of fault, I can't have those kind of fault in my understanding. This improbable fault, it says soul has a color, same as a previous example. And here, who has a capacity to move? Only soul and matter can move by themselves. Medium of rest does not move. Soul and matter, their capacity to move, and they can stop by themselves. Medium of rest is an instrumental cause for their stoppage. But medium of rest is only stationary, spread through the whole universe, and has an innumerable space point. So again, I want to come out of this fault because I don't want to have the faulty understanding and get my understanding messed up. Ultimately, knowing all this thing, how it's going to help me out. It's going to help me out because ultimately I want to separate soul from all other substances of the universe. But I need to know the other universal substances also. So that's why we are just saying medium of rest, how their faulty attribute can be there, how can I just come out of the fault, and how can I absolutely understand only one characteristic of each and everything. Now, imperceptibility, we took it, which was present in many more substances. Now, if I say the medium of rest has a perceptibility, means murtatva, means form, means could be visible, where it's non-visible, it's imperceptible, and that's why it is an improbable fault. In imperceptibility, it was ativyapti fault. Having perceptibility, it's an improbable fault. Why? Just like the soul has a color, that's an improbable fault. Same thing, medium of rest having perceptibility is also improbable fault. Who has perceptibility? Only matter substance has perceptibility. Everything else is non-perceptible. Remember over here, imperceptibility, medium of soul, medium of rest, medium of motion, space and time, all the substances, they have imperceptibility. Only matter substance has perceptibility. So we talk ativyapti fault, we talk improbable fault, we took 3 examples, and last one we are talking is non-inclusion fault, avyapti dosh. What is avyapti dosh? What is avyapti fault? For example, thing is present in some and not in all parts of a substance. For example, Siddha Bhagwan is a soul. Siddha Bhagwan has no karmic bondage at all. Siddha is a soul. Siddha has no karmic bondage, means soul does not, a given soul, that means there is no karmic bondage. If we take that kind of thing, then wait a second, only liberated souls are only so many. Other souls in the universe, they all have lots of karmic bondage. So now, non-inclusion fault over here. If I say that a soul means no karma bondage at all, soul means no karma bondage, that is a non-inclusion, because quite a few of the souls, they have the karmic bondage. So it's then not included in this characteristics. So that's a non-inclusion fault. Now, that means over here we say that this is a thing present in some. For example, the liberation is karma-free state is present in some, and not in all the souls. That's called non-inclusion fault. Now, medium of rest is a pure number one. Medium of rest is number one only. Unit-wise, it's only one. And it is present eternally pure, and so it's impossible to have non-inclusion fault. Remember, souls are many. Many souls are there. Some are liberated, lot many are not liberated. So there could be non-inclusion. But medium of rest is only one in number, and eternally pure. So there can't be any fault of any kind at all. So you can't have any avyapti dosh or non-inclusion fault in medium of rest. By doing this exercise, what did we learn right now? We came to know that medium of rest, the specific characteristics, absolute characteristics, without any avyapti fault, ativyapti fault, or improbable fault, says that having instrumental cause for stoppage of a substance which is in motion, then it is absolute characteristics of medium of rest, because it's not present in any of the remaining 5 substances, and is specific for medium of rest only. So that becomes a specific characteristic without any faults. In the soul, specific characteristics which is absolutely characteristics from which I can say that if knowledge is there, has to be soul. Soul means knowledge. Knowledge and soul are having the indispensability. The soul in Nigod, the lowest form of life, also has knowledge. Soul in 1 to 5 senses, they are also having knowledge. Soul having the enlightened soul, they also have knowledge. Omniscient Lord, they have knowledge. Holy monks, they have the knowledge. And liberated soul, Siddha Bhagavan also has a knowledge. So knowledge means soul, soul is not. So that becomes specific attribute for the soul, and in which there are no faults in these characteristics. Same in matter, what we learn, touch, taste, smell, and color, these are the attributes present in matter which will never be seen anywhere else. So they are absolute characteristics with no faults of any kind at all. So that's a matter. Medium of motion, that it is a specific characteristic, it's an instrumental cause for a substance to move. Medium of rest, specific characteristics is it's an instrumental cause for stoppage of a substance which is in motion. So that's a specific characteristic. That's all I have to know about medium of rest, and that's it. Now, why? Remember, soul and matter, they both can be in a diluted form. Soul and matter could be in diluted form. But medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, they are 4 pure substances. They do not interact with anybody else. They remain as an instrumental cause only, and that's all they do. Absolute pure, absolute pure. There is no other things, no impurity in them at all. Now, if somebody is getting A+ in the high school or grade school or in the college, how much can you describe about him? Ketan always gets A plus. What more can I say? He never got any A minus or B or C or D or whatever. A plus. So you cannot describe much. But there is another student in the class that the teacher says, when you go for the parent-teacher meeting, and it was very surprising. I used to go for my kids, and people will talk with the advisor and those counselor for 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm standing in a line. I had no idea what they're talking about. And especially with that child is so smart. When I go there, I said to the counselor, how is my son doing? Well, he's doing pretty good. He's doing very nice. He's a likable kid. Okay, bye, adios, that's it. So here, soul and matter, they can interact with each other. They can be in pure form. They can be in impure form. And that's why a lot more thing can be described about soul and matter. Because they could be in pure form, innate form. They could be in diluted form also. Medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, they're pure, ever pure. They never interact with anybody else. They're simply present. So nothing more to be talked about them. Pure is a pure is a pure is a pure. Case closes there. So here medium of rest is medium of rest substance. The specific attribute is it's an instrumental cause. And again, remember that instrumental cause word is very, very important. Medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. In all these pure four substances, instrumental cause word will be coming for all those things. So medium of rest is the instrumental cause for stoppage of a substance which is in motion. That's it. Then, if one takes a motion away, then is there any problem? If one takes the word motion away, because what is it? Stoppage of a substance which is in motion. But suppose I take motion out in this definition, is it okay? Is there any problem? Yes, there's a problem. Why? If one takes out the word motion, then medium of rest cannot become instrumental cause, for example, for the space, time, and medium of motion. Because these things are space, time, and medium of motion, they are stationary in nature. They don't need anybody's help for them to remain stationary. So then medium of rest has no business to do. And we just say the medium of rest exists in this universe. It's there since time infinite, will remain there for time infinite. So the motion is a very important word. Something which is moving wants to stop. Something which is stopped forever doesn't need any instrumental cause. Space, time, medium of motion are stationary by themselves and do not need any instrumental cause from medium of rest. They're stationary forever and ever and ever. Now, don't get confused with this time, because when we describe about time, you can just say time keeps on moving. Here we are talking absolute time. When we discuss about time unit, that will make it more sense to us. Right now, they are the stationary by themselves. They don't need any instrumental cause from medium of rest. This is Jain Siddhant Prashnottar Mala, part 1, question number 12. This is the information given there. Now, what are the characteristics of medium of rest? Now, we just said there's so many characteristics because there are infinite attributes are present, infinite characteristics are present. So what are the other characteristics? We already talked about specific characteristics of medium of rest, and that was, apart from being instrumental cause for motion as well as stoppage, for soul and matter, medium of motion and medium of rest are having same characteristics. Remember, now we are mixing up two substances over here. Medium of motion provides instrumental cause for moving substances. Medium of rest provides instrumental cause for moving substances to stop. For example, soul is over here on the earth, and now Mahavishwami's soul. Let's take Mahavishwami Bhagwan's soul. On a Diwali day, early morning, Mahavishwami Bhagwan's soul became totally karma free. All the destructive karma and non-destructive karma, everything disappeared. And now this soul is free. This soul is standing in Pavapuri 2500 years back. This soul become free, so it starts moving up and starts going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. It goes up to top of the universe. While it's going up and up and up, at that time, medium of motion is become instrumental cause for soul to move. Soul is moving by itself. Medium of motion only provided instrumental cause for them. Fish is swimming by itself, and water provided instrumental cause for that. Same way here. Now this soul comes to the top of the universe, and soul by itself decided to stop at the top of the universe. And at that time, medium of rest says, hey, I'm there. I'm there to help you as an instrumental cause. So, medium of motion, medium of rest, apart from being instrumental cause for motion as well as stoppage for soul and matter, medium of motion and medium of rest are having same characteristic. They both are otherwise exactly same. Only difference is medium motion provides instrumental cause for motion. Medium of rest provides instrumental cause for moving substances to stop. That's it. So they are remaining same otherwise. So what are those other characteristics? Other characteristics for both of them, some character of medium of motion and medium of rest, both are same. They have absence of touch, taste, color. That means they are having imperceptibility, means they are amurtatva. Medium of motion, medium of rest, both have imperceptibility characteristics. Now, because they are imperceptible, therefore there is no sound, means ashabda. Now, remember, how is the sound produced? My both hands are here, both palms are here. When they get together, sound is produced. When they are collided, sound is produced. If there is no collision, sound is not produced. So when imperceptible substance has nothing to hit to anybody, and so when there is imperceptibility is there, that means there is no sound. In the top of the universe, all the liberated souls are present. Infinite amount of souls are present. But because they have imperceptibility, so they won't hit to each other, there won't be any sound production there. Ashabda. Then the third bullet says, they are spread through the cosmic space, inseparability of its space point. Ayut Siddha means the universe, the cosmic space has an innumerable space point. Cosmic space shape and medium of rest and medium of motion, they are exact same shape. So they have no inseparability from the space points. They occupy the whole cosmic space. They are vast in nature. The whole cosmic space has a medium of motion and medium of rest. They have origination, cessation, and constancy as their characteristics, means utpad, vyay, dravya. This is characteristics of any given substance. So medium of motion, medium of rest, they both have it. And they're eternal in nature, they are eternal, and they're non-doer of any other substance. They don't do anything to any other substance. So these are the characteristics of medium of motion and medium of rest combined together. What are this? What's only the thing separates? Medium of motion is an instrumental cause in the moving substances. Medium of rest is an instrumental cause for moving substances to stop. That's only the difference. Otherwise, they both are same. So here we are. We have finished almost. There's a couple of slides are remaining, and that will be the end of medium of rest. And then we'll be just going to the space, and then we'll be going to the time, and we'll progress further. Any questions so far? We already passed 1 hour. Time flies so fast, so quick here. Any questions so far? We go through kind of lot more minute detail, because remember, these are the stepping stones. If I understand all the 6 universal substances in their own totality, then I understand the independence of all these substances, and then I have no question to get confused in the future. When I read the scripture, all these words will come, but then I know that yes, I'm aware of those things. No problem. Okay. If there's a question, then you can throw it in. Otherwise, we can just close whatever. No, then we just do the closing. Okay. Javani ke gyan se sujhe lo kalo, sovani mastaka namo sada deto ho. 9 times Namo ka mantra. Namo Limbam. Jai Jinendra. Mitsai Dukram. Thank you. Mitsai Dukram. Thank you.